Are you kidding me?
Kidding me? That was the birth of this podcast.
I'm just surprised you were recording.
Oh,
Thank goodness he was.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
We
than
knew.
it was divine fate.
It's because we knew that he was going to come in the door guns hot.
Some might consider Tim to be a prophet. a podcast prophet.
I think you would be the prophet in this scenario for capturing the moment and then remembering it years later.
But when Tim's amped up, the natural response is to start filming.
Pull your phone out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I remember that day. I remember that exact day. I think I was wild out because we went out to the store, get a bunch of stuff for the game. I don't know what game was on, or if we were just having a get together. But Jake, someone called and said, "Yeah, Navarre's over here and he's eating all our pizza." I said, "What?" I said, "Wait till I get back to the house. I'm just gonna go flying into that room." That's what I did.
Which is why I got my phone out and started recording.
It was fate. That's when we all lived together. It was a good time. Everybody hung out.
The best time. Yeah. That was fun.
That wasn't the night that we went all out. Steaks, asparagus. There was some kind of fancy cheese dip that Navarro made.
I think Lucy made some guac that night. I think we did go all out that night.
I think we blew it out that night.
Yeah.
We did that a lot of nights, though. That whole phase when we were doing the family dinners,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
Because what was money back then? Ash, if anybody had any reason to not complain about money, it was us. But we did complain.
It's just what you do.
Did we?
Did we?
I don't remember.
Yeah, we always said we had no money.
Oh. Well, I mean, we didn't have good jobs back then either. So we really didn't have any money.
We had enough to survive, but we just kept blowing it.
Yeah.
Rent
So, yeah, we didn't have any money.
200 and what?
It started at 200 and then it went 250.
250.
What a day.
It's
Never
like
get
how
that
much
again.
rent was in the early 90s. $200.
Yeah.
Boy, those days are long gone.
Now you're lucky if you can get something under
2000.
2,000.
So you'll be making yet another move. What is this, the third place you've lived in 2 years, 3 years? Once you and Hannah get married? Are y'all having to buy any furniture?
So her parents are her mom is getting rid of her whole living room set when she moves out because she wants to get a whole new thing. So she's giving all of that furniture to us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it good furniture? So.
I don't hate it. It's not bad. Her mom hates the couch because she says it's uncomfortable. I don't hate the couch, but yeah, it's free, so it's gonna be good.
Are you going to be the guy that just lets his wife do whatever she wants and you'll be fine with it, or are you going to be involved with the interior designing?
I do not care at all.
It's probably the best way to be.
Yeah. Like, as long as I have my little coffee area, liquor area. What else do I care about?
If she has the aesthetic skills of her sister, then you should be in good shape. Savannah, did you hear that? I'm getting brownie points for that, right?
She'll be listening.
No, she
for the
won't.
premiere.
She doesn't listen.
No.
Well, Hannah listens.
Does she,
Jasmine
though,
listens.
still?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I thought she's like a couple episodes behind, though.
Hannah will randomly text me and say something, and I was like, "Did I say that?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I guess I did."
Yeah. You know, when you're on air and you say things you don't remember any of
Yeah,
it.
you don't remember things.
No.
I do kind of have that happen to me sometimes, though, especially if I go a few weeks without listening back to what we recorded. I don't remember that. Interesting.
It's the age. We're just at that age.
I don't
That
think it's
or-
the age.
It's the age.
I think it's something that starts with an A, but it's not age.
Ashton?
No. Alcohol.
Oh.
Ashton.
I thought he meant he just forgets things.
It's Alzheimer's.
Ah, that's it.
So Ash, how was your last day of the work week? I know that you had to work this fine Friday afternoon.
Yeah, well, right up until I left, which was 15 till 5 or 15 till 6, I was filing 1099s.
Sounds very nice.
Do either of you know what a 1099 is? 1099 miscellaneous, 1099 INT.
Yeah.
Because Jesse gets them. Do you know what a 1099 is?
Do I? I don't know.
1099 NEC. Okay, so a 1099,
Sit back.
1099 is a tax form. Larry, I know you're just chomping at the bit as you're listening to me discuss tax forms. So if you hire someone to do a job for you and they are not a part of a company, like an individual. So if I did electrical work for Jesse's company and my company was Ashton the electrician, then at the end of the year, as long as it was more than $600, Jesse would have to file with the IRS how much money he paid me so that the IRS can make sure that I pay taxes on the money that he paid me.
Oh, like the eBay thing. If you
Essentially, yes.
sell more than 600, they're gonna okay. Very nice.
So I had to go through, we've got a ton of entities, but there were 3 that I had to go through, pull out everyone that's not a company that we paid more than $600 to, and file 1099s for them because they're due Wednesday.
Does that hurt your head?
It's easy. All you got to do is put their tax ID, their mailing address, and how much money you paid them. You just file them.
Tax season is upon us.
29th, Monday, I think, is the first day you can file. It's when the IRS opens up. Jesse and I should be getting 1099s next week.
Yeah, I've been getting emails about everything getting sent out.
Have you started getting? Gosh, this is just riveting stuff. Did you did you get any of your tax forms for the interest on your accounts?
I think so. That or I got emailed about them. Vanguard emailed me and Discover.
Okay.
We have to pay taxes on that?
Oh yeah.
What do you not pay taxes on? Are you kidding me?
No.
What a shit show. Really?
Yes.
And that's normal? This has always been a thing?
Yes. And if so, the bank. So
What did they do?
So Discover filed that 1099 with the IRS. So the IRS knows you made that much money. So if you don't include that on your tax return, they're going to be reaching out.
This sucks. Everything sucks. You get taxed on everything. Literally everything. I didn't know that. Well, you hate to see it.
You just ruined his Friday night.
I'm trying to keep him from running into a brick wall.
What are you gonna do? I'm bringing my stuff to a tax person this year. I'm not doing it
Too
myself anymore.
complicated?
Yeah. Just over it. I pay you anyway. You might as well pay an actual person to do it. And I lose money. So what are you going to do? Oh, that sucks.
That does suck.
What
Yeah.
a way to open.
That was how my work week ended. Let me update you guys on the whiteboard. I took a...
No, okay, but make sure you back up and let the people know as you were updating us this week what was going on.
I was forced to pivot this week. A change in direction
Why?
occurred on Monday. I believe I made both of you aware of this. This was in our group chat. Yeah. So I, on Monday, put up today's day in history fact. And immediately I was hit with blowback from the team. It was almost as if it pent up all week last week, and then Monday everything came to a head, and Tina was like, no, it stops here.
It's only been 5 days, too.
Yeah.
So what was the fact? Let people know.
So Monday,
Okay, you have no cards?
I took notes at work today.
Oh, God.
I was having topics come to mind. I'm like, I'm going to write them down.
You want to put them in your notes?
I could have done that. Yes. So Monday was the fact of the day as well as a new quote for the week. So this week, Aristotle made it on the whiteboard. I don't remember the quote exactly, but the gist of it is that excellence needs to be a habit, so to say. Kind of generic. We saw it in the hallways at school. It's one of those, things like John 3:16 you've just heard 1,000 times. So put Aristotle up on the board, and as I'm looking at the events for Monday's date, I see the Unabomber on there. The Unabomber, I assume both of you are familiar with the backstory on the Unabomber. Admitted, and I didn't know this, I think this is why it was so interesting to me, he actually admitted in court that he mailed 10 different bombs to universities. And I've been on this law and crime network kick on YouTube, so it's like, oh, dude, this is interesting. I'm putting this up on the board. So I hit the people at the office on Monday with the Aristotle Unabomber combo. They weren't ready for it. And it was from every direction. I sent the quote to Justin for Aristotle. He's like, I don't really care what you put up there. I'm like, cool, thanks. Then I put up the Unabomber, and the first domino that fell is this guy named Noah. He's like 24. Walks through and he looks at the board and he's like, Unabomber, huh? I said, yeah. He said, I got to tell you, I'm noticing a trend with these. They tend to be kind of depressing. Immediately, Tina just rises from the back and is like, yeah, they just bring you down. And then Nathan agrees. It went 0 to 60. Immediately, I've just lost control of the whole room. I'm like, okay, well, I'll try to make them less depressing. Will that make you happy? How about I erase it, and I'll just start putting everyone's deadlines on the board, and then we can look at that all day. I got heated. Not really, but I had to lay it on thick. So Tuesday, I went with the first gold was found in California in 1860 or whatever, and the California gold rush started. I'm like, all right, does everyone like gold? It makes you feel good. Incorrect. Tuesday was 82. Steve Jobs unveils the first Macintosh computer,
which you texted us about.
That was Tuesday. Wednesday was the gold rush. Yesterday, President Kennedy held the first live television news conference. And then today, I had to do it, was the day 4 years ago that Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter.
Why would you do that, man? I thought we were steering away from depression here.
Well, it needs to be said.
If Jesse was working in that office, he would have been like,
I would have walked out.
Has it been 4 years already?
2020. It was right before COVID. Yeah.
I remember that the whole start to that year was like every month there was something going on.
Yeah.
When that first came out, I was like, that's got to be fake. And then it just kept going and going, and I was like, well, damn.
It's like the news you got when Robin Williams died.
Yeah.
You're like, couldn't believe it. Stops you in your tracks.
I was in a grocery store. I was at Ingles when I heard someone talking on the phone next to me and say something along the lines of, I can't believe Kobe Bryant's dead. I was like, what? And then I pulled my phone up and looked.
So what did they say today about you putting Kobe Bryant's death on the board?
Tina didn't say anything, but Nathan.
She's like,
and-
who?
Yeah, Nathan and Noah were both fine with it because they like sports. So they're like, "Yeah, that was a great." I'm like, "Yeah, the man needs to be on the board." So, I don't know. I seem to have regained control of the situation with the board, but we'll see. That's the update for this week, though. Something else fun that happened today. Amanda, that does our payroll, 2 weeks ago, I walk into her office, Jesse. She's got on a Greta Van Fleet T-shirt underneath her denim jacket. I said, Amanda, I love that band. I may or may not also have a band T-shirt. She's like, are we coordinating? Like, next Friday. She said, well, I can't do it next Friday because I'm going to a show at the Fox after work. How about 2 Fridays from now?
What does that have to do with that?
She wanted to dress up. Like, she
can't
was
wear the
going
t-
straight from work to the Fox.
Oh.
So today we were rocking the Greta Van Fleet
Was she going to see
T-shirts.
Hamilton?
She was seeing a comedian.
Oh. Hamilton's at the Fox.
You're going there.
That's a long show. They're running it that long?
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah. You know, like with Broadway shows, they go for like stints, big stints.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that Fox did shows that long, like single shows that long.
Mm.
Cool.
Yeah. That was funny when you texted us. It kind of, when you said it was like you're getting heat for them all being depressing, and then when we thought about it, I was like, you know what? They have been kind of downers.
I did list out. There was one about 200,000 dying in an earthquake. The birth of Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. Who I said was this personification of depression.
And I didn't realize it until hindsight. It was like, someone points out this glaring flaw in what you're doing, and you say, "Oh, yeah, I didn't pick up on that." All of these things were interesting to me. The outbreak of the Persian Gulf War, but no one else in the office thinks so.
War. Fantastic. That's the first thing I want to see on a Monday morning after a long weekend.
Yeah.
Way to go, Ash.
So yeah, things are going well.
Let's see what you start out with next Monday. Hopefully you got to keep it at a high note on Monday.
Do you look it up every morning, or do you plan it for the week?
No, I look it up every morning. Tanner actually shared something with me Wednesday that I didn't even know about, but Wikipedia, their homepage, there's a link on their homepage that you click on, and it gives you just a monsoon of this day in history facts. So I've just been picking something off of there. But yeah.
Nice. Well, today I was off, and I quickly figured out that Jesse was off too, because he called me at 9:30 and he was playing some Brawl Stars, and he was like, "You want to brawl?"
Mm.
And I was like, "Well, I know he's home." So we did that for a solid hour 15,
Mm-hmm.
and then
It's a good day.
I started the day at about 10 o'clock. It's a nice start to my weekend.
How was last weekend? Did you guys end up doing Five Guys?
No, we didn't do
What was
Five
that
Guys.
again?
Oh, last weekend when we were
Oh, the
the
games?
games.
Oh.
We ended up going to Publix and just getting a bunch of stuff.
Last Saturday was one of the best Saturdays I've had in a long time.
We didn't do anything. Like absolutely nothing.
We left to go to Publix, and it was like freezing cold and super windy. We were gone for like an hour maybe and came back in the middle of the day. But like we didn't do anything. Just played games and watched football and basketball.
Oh, there were some good games on last week for
Mhm.
basketball. Lots of upsets.
UNC won. Duke lost.
Mm-hmm.
Other stuff happened.
Kansas lost.
lost.
And
Another top 10 team last night lost to an unranked.
yeah,
Whoever number 9 was, I can't remember the team.
I know Kentucky lost this past week too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All these teams are dropping, man. It's good
Nice.
for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we watch football games.
We play FSU tomorrow.
Should be pretty handily, right? They're not ranked.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
And then we watched the games last Sunday. Did you enjoy them?
Saturday.
Wasn't super happy with the results, but yeah.
I was really hoping the Packers would have pulled it out. They had it. They were so close.
Them and Tampa Bay gave them a run. The two teams they lost to.
Yeah, Mayfield kind of blew it in the end.
Both of them did.
Yeah.
3 interceptions.
They both
last
threw
minute.
interceptions.
Yeah. On like a potential game-winning drive. But I kind of went how I expected. Only team that I got wrong was the stupid Bills. Just so tired of the Chiefs, man. I'm at that point.
I got both games wrong.
Bills and the Ravens one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you picked
the
Houston.
Texans.
I mean, it was close.
It's tied at half.
What do you do? I would say right now, I would be happy with the Ravens or the 49ers. It's probably...
I'm still pulling for Detroit.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that they can, as long as, like we were saying last week, they, show up and Goff doesn't throw interceptions. And
I don't think any team is going to beat Baltimore, though. Like, just realistically, I think Baltimore is going to win out this year.
If anybody's going to beat them, Kansas City will.
Yeah.
But I don't think they are.
No, and it also depends on if Samuel plays Sunday, because he's like a big.
He was
big
practicing
weapon.
today, I saw.
Was he?
Yeah.
So those games will be interesting. And then we have to wait, what?
2 weeks?
2 weeks till the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Pro Bowl will be next week. No one ever watches.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you watch the Pro Bowl?
No.
flag football? No, thank you.
Well, I didn't know, because I know you like the All-Star game.
Yeah. That's just from watching it my whole life.
Yeah.
I still watch it. Even though this is the first year in Steph Curry's career that he's not starting on the All-Star team. He's actually a backup. It's all fan voted. He's not even in the top 5.
I'm glad the fans are getting what they want.
Yeah.
Asa and I watched Dallas and the Suns Tuesday night
No, because he's a Luka guy.
or Wednesday night. Suns look good.
Mm-hmm.
They've got this younger guy. I can't remember his name. Maybe he's 27. I think that they said.
Devin Booker.
Dude, he was he is just lights out
Yeah.
behind the 3-point line.
Yeah.
The man couldn't be stopped.
He had a 70-point game like his first or second year in the league. He's like crazy good.
I think he had almost 50 points.
I think he had 51.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, he just couldn't be stopped. It was crazy.
Embiid scored 70 a couple days ago. Or was
Yeah.
it over 70?
No, he hit 70, and Karl Anthony Towns had 60 on the same night.
Damn.
Both of them. Yeah, Embiid is averaging like 32 points a game this year. He's crushing right now. He had another 45, I think, yesterday.
And that's without doing any threes, right? That's
Yeah,
just straight paint.
he shoots threes, but it's rare.
Hmm.
But he can make threes. All the big guys can now. They all shoot threes.
Scoring in the NBA is crazy.
Yeah.
Just how much goes on now. How do you guys feel about Durant? Does he do anything for you?
Never really did. In OKC, you
loved-
liked him.
I loved watching Durant on OKC.
Yeah.
I loved watching him on OKC. And then he went to the Warriors, and I was just like,
You hated him at the Warriors.
Yeah. I haven't really watched him on Phoenix, though. Is he still on Phoenix?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't
Still really good, man. He still dominates.
I just haven't watched the NBA in a while. I'll watch the finals, but the season's just... I feel like they half-ass during those games, a lot of players.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
do much for
It's
me
just
either.
not...
It's really like the second half. I know everybody says that, but like when the second half comes around, they like start playing. Is what
Yeah.
I've noticed. Especially if it's like the top 5 teams playing each other.
Mhm.
You know, like this weekend is rivalry weekend Warriors play Lakers. I think Sixers play Nuggets. It's all like the big teams playing each other. They'll be like intense games. And then remember the game, the Nuggets in Boston? Remember we saw them? They went down to 2 points at the end. So like if it's good teams playing good team, they'll get up to into the 130s.
I was looking at the records, and the West had OKC, the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets all like literally the same record, like 30-13, 30-13, like 30-14. Like the top three were like right all next to each other in the West.
It's cool seeing it this year because it's like all new teams are being really good. Yeah, in the East, it's the Celtics, Bucks, and Sixers, which haven't really been new. But the Timberwolves and Thunder have never been top of the league.
No.
And then the Thunder haven't been there. I mean, the Timberwolves haven't been there since Kevin Garnett. But they're freaking number 1, number 2. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I know the Nuggets were off to a slow start, but they've kind of picked it back up to where they were. But who's your favorite this year?
To watch, or
like, who
gonna
do you
win
think's
it?
gonna make it to the finals this year?
The
The two teams.
Boston is still the best team. The Nuggets. I just like the thing with the Timberwolves and the Thunder. It's one of those years where a young team is like doing awesome, and they're probably going to get into the playoffs, but they're probably going to get knocked out. Like best of 7, it's hard to beat those teams that have been there before, like with all the star players. Like they don't have a deep bench either, especially the Suns. They only have really Durant and Booker. After that, there's not a lot. But so I still think the Bucks and Celtics in the East, even Sixers too, but they seem to always get knocked out second round. And in the West, I would still pick the Nuggets. And Clippers are really good too. If what's his name, Paul George, if he stays healthy, like they have Russell Westbrook coming off the bench. That's how deep they are. So I really think the Clippers are going to be like a team to keep an eye on. So them, the Nuggets, Bucks, and Celtics.
I'll watch the conference finals and then the finals.
Yeah, that's usually what I end up doing. Well, I pay attention more in the playoffs, but like once the finals start getting closer, I really start watching every game. I really watched last year because the Lakers went all the way to the conference championship, and no one would have guessed that. And then they got swept.
Yeah. For some reason, everybody was like, they're going to keep it going. The momentum is going to go.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Are the finals still in June?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know they kind of did something new with, don't they call them interseason tournaments or
in-season tournaments?
In-season tournaments?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's added any kind of...
It definitely added interest, which is what they wanted, I think. But I don't know. I didn't watch.
Asa was telling me Tuesday or Wednesday night, whenever it was, that Dallas and Phoenix are a rivalry. It's like, really?
Yeah.
But he said it was mainly because Luka Doncic, or however you say his name, and someone on the Suns had beef with each other.
Oh, Booker. Devin Booker.
Okay.
So yeah, he called him soft or something last year.
Yeah. And Doncic came back and had these insane games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No one's like mean to Luka. He's like, everybody loves him. And he, for some reason, Booker kind of had a chip on his shoulder, I guess. I think that's what he did. He called him soft or something. And I don't know. But yeah, I forgot about that. That was last year, I think, in the playoffs. Yeah.
If it's any kind of beef or drama, Ace
is he
your go-to guy.
Really? And he's big into Luka. He likes him, right?
Yeah. We saw an advertisement for a Golden State game, and I said, Draymond's going to be on the court. Asa said, I hope he just decks somebody. That's awful.
First game back. Yeah, he was back a couple nights ago. Came off the bench, too. They're struggling. They don't really have a team this year. They're not even I think they're like 10th in the West. They're not even in playoffs.
I understand that, though. They have the same team.
Is Steph still hurt?
Mm-mm. He sits a lot. I think they rest him a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a tough life for Steph.
Yeah.
Hard life.
Yeah. Yeah. But they just had their first game back. I think it was last night I watched. I watched the first half since the coach passed away.
Mm.
I don't know if they won though. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna see if they won.
Well, speaking of California, the Rams got a new, or not the Rams, Chargers got a new head coach.
Yeah, they did.
I figured he would pick the Chargers out of any other team.
They lost by 1 last night.
Oof.
I think Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh will be good together.
Yeah, they're pretty much immediately with that ad. I think they're immediately at least a playoff team. I think that's kind of what they've been missing, a good coach.
Because the Chargers have always been decent. They just can't ever close. Like, the past couple years, the Chargers always give the Chiefs, like, a really good run, and then at the end of the game, they always pull out the Chiefs. But the Chargers are always, like, right there.
I want to say give them 5 years. They'll win something. Apparently, they got a good draft pick this year. I think they're 5th. They're like top,
I don't
they're
know,
up
but
there.
the Pats are 3rd. The Bears are 1st and 10th.
Yeah.
Falcons didn't get Belichick.
He was asking too much, I heard. He wanted control of the draft and everything still.
Well, yeah, the man takes charge. We need somebody to, not Raheem Morris.
I saw him. I saw
That
him.
was some of the most disappointing news just when I
yeah.
saw that.
He's the old defensive coordinator.
Raheem Morris?
Yeah. I saw a meme that said, Arthur Blank asked Belichick how much he wanted for a salary, and Belichick said $28.3 million a year. I thought that was good.
I can't believe the season's almost over. I can't believe we're at the championship games.
Savannah can't wait for it. She's over it.
Well, did you tell her that baseball season's coming around the corner?
No, I didn't break that news to her yet.
You should tell her sports are year-round.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I'm into all sports now
Yeah.
with you guys getting me into baseball this year.
I mean, between you got and you also have NBA and college basketball on. March Madness is coming around the corner.
Yeah, but we don't ever watch every game.
I'll watch like the big games though.
Yeah.
But
Once it gets down to it, like
Yeah.
after
I'll watch
probably the Sweet 16
I'll
on.
watch every
Same
Sweet
here.
16 game
Yep.
and then go down.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, same here.
But we are going to do a bracket whenever it comes out. You want to do the point system again for that one?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We should just do one online too
Yeah,
to maybe win.
we can make a group in the ESPN bracket app. We can all like be in the same group and we could track everybody's scores and stuff. I told Dan too he wanted to do it, and I'm sure Lou will.
I hope the Heels pull it out this year. They were so good last championship game
Yeah.
last year. They were doing so good in the second half they choked. I mean, you couldn't they looked
Yeah.
unstoppable the first half.
Yeah, but
But-
it was UConn, man. No one you couldn't beat them last year.
But the good news is the team has really developed this year, and the point guard is on fire right now. So,
Is Baycott still doing anything?
yeah.
Doesn't he only average like 15 a game?
But it's his presence down there. He gets
his
a lot
rebounds.
of rebounds. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they could pull it out this year. I'm curious how the bracket ends up because, like, a lot of good teams have lost. So, like, the bracket could be, like, really crazy this year.
Yeah.
And hopefully we beat Duke twice.
Both times. I love that they do it last game of the regular season every year.
Yeah.
Oh, is it at our place this year, the last game?
While he's looking, is there a transfer portal in basketball?
People transfer. I don't know if they
It's
call
not
it
like
the
anything
portal.
like the football one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's exclusively football right now.
The
in
whole
college
transfer
ball.
portal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually just learned one of our point guards, or one of our guards from last year, transferred out of UNC and went to a college that is like not a contender. And they were in the championship last year, and he left. It was weird. Where the heck did he go?
Arizona.
That's it.
But Arizona is really good this year.
They're ranked, but they're not going to win.
St. Cameron.
The last one?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, Arizona is actually doing really good this year. They're like number 8.
Yeah, not gonna win
No, they won't win.
because UNC's in the tournament.
Yeah, I'll watch the FSU game tomorrow. It's at 2:00,
I'll have it on up there.
and then Kansas, Iowa State, and Texas Tech, Oklahoma should be pretty good. And I'm gonna watch the Duke Clemson game because Clemson's not ranked, but they are 13-5, so they're not terrible.
And it's ACC. It's
Yeah.
always a good game in conference.
And it's at Duke. Damn. But they did lose last week in Cameron, so maybe they'll do it again.
To an unranked.
Yeah.
Have either of you been to a college basketball game?
No.
You have?
I went to UNC game.
At UNC?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they played NC State. Me, Dan, and Lou went up. That was
But
really
that was
cool.
a good game.
Yeah, it was cool. That's an atmosphere. It was towards the end of the season too. I remember it being really cold out and walking around on the campus and stuff. Yeah, I'd like to go to another one. Savannah and Hannah's family that live in in North Carolina, they're big Tar Heels fans, so they go to a lot of games. So we're gonna have to go to one. It's pretty cool that there's family in North Carolina that are UNC fans, and then they have family in New England that are Patriots fans. What are the odds?
I would love to go to a Duke UNC game. But
Yeah,
those
if you
tickets
got $600 just to throw around. What? Yeah,
that game
it's always the most expensive
Yeah.
game of the year
That
for any
game-
college basketball.
biggest rivalry.
Yeah,
And what is it? Like how far apart are they? Like a mile?
8 miles,
Is it?
maybe not even that.
I thought it was really short.
It's like really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah. Honestly, though, for like a game like that, to do like once, it's not horrible.
And it'll be awesome.
Let's find out the ticket prices.
This man was snubbing his nose at spending more than $200 on a watch last week. $600 is an experience.
Listen, he flips back and forth. I'm guessing.
What do you mean a flip back and forth? What are you talking about?
Listen, gentlemen, we've got to have a nowhere to be field trip to Truist Park this year. We've got to see somebody play.
We tried last year.
130 games. We need to go to one.
We'll go to one. One game.
Preferably one not in July or August.
Maybe like September,
Dude.
October.
Do you know how many? We've been in Cameron Indoor. You know how small that place is?
Yeah.
It holds 9,000 people.
Yeah.
UNC is 21,000. Crazy. All right, I'm going to look at the last tickets.
Well, isn't that stadium really old, but it's so like they don't ever.
Ooh, Tim. Never mind. Yeah, it's really old. Oh my God. Wait a minute.
He sees something good, Ash.
No, I don't. the
That's
cheapest.
the sound of sticker shock.
Hey, take a guess. Cheapest tickets.
$875.
$12.75.
$1,400. Now that's Cameron Indoor because there's so little seating. I wonder if it's at the UNC game, if it's not as bad. So, give me a minute.
But Jess is an experience.
Yeah, so at UNC is $450, $520. I'd pay that.
I would hate to go to Cameron Indoor and watch
Yeah.
a game. I'd rather
Yeah.
go to Chapel Hill.
That's the one that's $1,400.
Duke is $1,400. Yeah, Chapel Hill is $500. I would pay that.
I'd pay $5.
Ash, you in?
Hell no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Should we get closer seats, Tim, for 18? We actually, when we went to our UNC game, we sat at the very top, and it still wasn't bad. Those places aren't really that big.
It just looks really big on the TV. But
I say one year we do it. We got a place to stay. It's decided.
that'd be so cool, though.
Yeah, it would.
Let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
Wave to me on television.
We should. We'll bring a big banner that says
Yeah,
nowhere to be.
something about yeah. Subscribe.
Get the
YouTube logo and the Apple logo.
Hey, so any guesses on why we jumped up to 45
Yes.
subs?
Yes.
Why? Do you know
Mm-hmm.
who these people are?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
It's one person with 3 accounts.
Who? Do you know him?
Louis Dryka.
Thanks, dude. What a guy.
We're still at 45.
Yeah.
Only 5 away from being able to live stream directly to the masses.
We're going to celebrate?
You're right though, Jess. 9 miles apart.
I said 8.
Close enough.
We'll count it. Man, what the heck was I going to say about earlier? I don't know. I don't remember.
It's all right, Jess.
Shocker.
So do we hit 100 this year, you think?
Yes.
No.
I have heard it's only January.
We've also been doing this for a year and a half.
If we get
But we were inconsistent on YouTube.
5 subs for each of the remaining months, we'll have exactly 100 subs at the end of the year. It's only 5.
That's pretty cool.
Might need to upload more.
It seems to be the trend every time we upload a video, we get 1 new sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
What I've heard and read is that once you hit 100, like the first 100 is the hardest. Which makes sense because it's taken us, what, 18 months almost?
How long did we stop though on YouTube?
A couple months.
It was
a
more than
while.
a couple of months.
It was a while.
It was like 7 months.
That's a couple. I left it open-ended. I didn't think I
Yeah.
was going to get attacked like that. That's close enough.
100 would be cool.
We'll make our own play button. I'll make it out of plywood.
Imagine it getting loaded. Imagine climbing into the back of whoever it is that does this route and saying, "Hey, man, that's my play button. I'm going to take this."
You could do that.
Would you leave it in your car or would you carry it around with you all day?
If we got a play button,
Mm-hmm.
carry it around where?
In your truck.
Oh, if we got one delivered to us.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Probably carry it around with me.
Yeah.
Show every customer.
Walk around your building too.
Maybe get double-sided 3M tape and stick it on the side of my truck for the
There
day.
you go. Carrying a package in, you're holding 2. And
Genius.
Hand 1 to the customer, and you're like, "Oh, no, this one's mine."
Yeah, yeah.
Also,
oh,
you
sorry.
may
Yeah.
not see me around after much longer. Moving up.
Walking back to the truck like,
Pulling off youtube.com/nowhere to be.
yeah. That'd be kind of cool. But isn't it 100,000 for the first one? That's a lot for a damn play button.
But then you got to go to 1 million after that.
I'm gonna make us one for 100
For 100?
plywood.
It's kind of crazy. You got to play button at 100,000, then 1 million, and then 10 million.
Yeah.
Do you know the colors? Which one is the red
Silver.
one? Is the red one the 100 million?
I don't think they make a red one.
I think it's 50.
There's 100 million because I remember when PewDiePie got it. I watched
Is it red?
I think it's red.
So the diamond play button is 10 million.
Hmm.
The gold one is 1 million. The silver is 100,000. I think they made one specifically for him.
It's called the Red Diamond. Yeah, this was it. It looks like it's got a red play button.
Oh, that's cool.
I wonder if YouTube will do something big for Mr. Beast when it hits 500 million subs. Whenever that day happens. He's not close, but I'm just
I was
saying.
about to say, is he?
No, he's not close, but he'll get
He'll
it.
gonna get there.
Yeah, he'll get there. I think last time I checked, he was at 252 million subs.
What's crazy is by now he knows when he's gonna hit them. His numbers, his like analytics and stuff. He knows when he's gonna hit these milestones. It's insane.
Wow.
And then there's us.
So his videos average between 130 and 150 million views per video.
I mean, that dude's bankrolling. That is crazy. You know those, and Jesse, I know you know this because we've heard Rev talk about it. Once they hit a certain point, they start hiring staff, where all they're doing is just getting in front of the camera, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
everything else is being done by your staff.
Can you imagine the day we hire a secretary and she's just sitting there at the desk
I'm
when we
glad
come
you
in?
said she because it would be a he.
Yeah, why would we
I'm glad.
never even
Same page.
in question there?
He's in favor.
He gets it. He's just quiet because he knows who's listening.
Yeah.
That's it.
What's it?
That's it.
Well, all right then.
All right, this was a good episode.
I know. What episode is this?
Check the note
43?
card.
All right.
It's 42. 42? 42.
Yeah, it is 42.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't come with anything this week. I'm going to be honest. Hold on. Let me dust off
Yeah.
the notes.
Dust it off. Has anyone else?
Look at this. The you made edits. It's all me. Assholes.
Poor fella.
Let me check the notes. Michigan wins. Nick Saban retires. Bill Belichick retired. NFL playoffs begin. That's the last notes I took. What are you doing over there? Checked out.
Absolutely nothing. Ash, did you see the new Pokemon set yet?
Only what Zach's sent Jesse and I.
Oh, he's been
there's,
pulling stuff?
Shinies in the set.
Yes. It's like the Shining Fates, Hidden Fates. This one's Paldean
Fates.
Fates. Watch Rev open 100 packs. I'll say the specialty sets are kind of annoying because there's too many different pulls that you have to get. But I do like the Mew alternate in the bubble. I don't know if you've seen it. The
No.
blue Mew. The blue Mew.
Blue Mule.
Blue Mew.
Bill,
Keep talking. This is great.
what color is it?
Blue.
Okay.
Right?
Blue.
It is blue.
Yeah.
That is shiny Mew. Yeah.
But other than that, the set, I don't really know any of the new Pokemon anymore. I haven't kept up with Pokemon in like 5 years. So all this new stuff.
I had a
don't know.
thought today. Has there ever been a Pokemon game come out on non-handheld? Like main title? They've all been handhelds, right?
The core games have, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, do you consider Switch purely handheld?
No, but it's a handheld. I guess that's where they blur the lines a little bit.
I like Pokemon on the handheld though. I think all the best ones are on like the old school.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Switch though. I haven't played one on the Switch or on the Wii U.
And also, yeah, the Wii. I was going to say the Wii didn't get one, but it's not a handheld. They didn't have any type of Pokemon game.
Not for Wii or Wii U.
No. Did you ever play the Wii U? Did you have a Wii U?
I didn't either.
Apparently some of the titles on that are really expensive now.
Mm-hmm.
Jake has the Wind Waker edition Wii U. Keeps everything. So he still has
Well, he
that.
did sell it.
He sold it and
Bought
bought
it
it
back.
back.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah. I asked him if he had the PlayStation Portal. He laughed at me.
Are you still on the hunt for it?
Yeah.
No, he knows where it's at.
Where's it at? You have one?
No.
Oh.
He found one for me. No, it's the guy at GameStop. Which I saw him today.
The guy at GameStop? So
Yeah.
why don't you just go into GameStop and get it?
I went in there today. Started fishing around a little bit. Say, hey man, you guys get any PlayStation Portals? He goes, yeah, we did, and they sold out in like an hour. I want to be like, I wonder why. But He was like, I was like, well, you ever get any restocks? I'm like trying to find one. He goes, no. If people trade them in, we'll get them, but we haven't got anybody trade them in. He goes, they suck anyway. I was like, what a way to say that to a customer looking for a product. And then I was like, well, you know anybody that's selling one? He goes, no, I don't. I was like, okay. Then I left.
So
You didn't say like, no. Do you know anyone selling them
No.
on Facebook Marketplace?
No, I didn't push that
It
hard.
was open to negotiations.
To be honest, I don't want to find one and buy it. You know what I mean? Like I want to buy one, but I don't want to spend $250.
So you don't want one.
Oh, I mean, I still want one. That's the problem. It's been like 2 weeks and I'm still
So-
talking about them.
what is like the appeal of this? Does the battery last long? Does it like a 1 hour thing and then you got to charge it? Like how is it? Does it stream well or is it like laggy, glitchy? Like
I don't know.
have you read reviews on it? Watched reviews?
No.
So you're just going in blind.
No, I have seen reviews. The battery, as far as I know, is kind of like a Switch, like 6 to 7 hours.
That long?
The streaming, as long as you have decent internet, it streams fine. But everybody keeps saying like it's stupid because you can't take it out of the house, but that's how they promoted it. And what I want it for is to be able to play the PlayStation like in there and not have to carry the console in there. Just play handheld. That's why I want it.
It's true. So you can leave it right there and go to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Now,
Pretty much.
something I'm curious about. Can you put it in sleep mode?
Yeah.
So
You can
could,
control it completely from the thing.
so you could put that in sleep mode and then just keep it on there.
Oh,
That's what
no,
I'm saying.
I don't know.
Or
You're
do you have
saying
to
like,
keep it on.
yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. You probably can't because it streams directly from it.
Mm.
So it probably has to be on.
Do you want it? Because you're a handheld guy too.
Sure.
So if Jesse finds one and buys two, you'll buy one from him?
Heck no.
Oh.
No. So Jess, I wanted to talk to you about that.
I knew right when you started talking about it, you weren't going to play it that day.
So I plugged it in, put in the Yu-Gi-Oh game that Zach got me, and as the game was loading, I had a warning screen pop up, and it told me that this game requires a memory card in order to play,
Yeah.
and there's no memory card.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna buy a memory
I
card.
didn't even think of that. So you're not going to play it.
Well, I ordered a memory card, so
Oh.
it's coming.
Oh, I didn't know.
I completely forgot that GameCubes needed that, but
Yeah.
there's no storage within the console itself. So
Mm.
anything that I did would have been lost.
Oh, man, that did not occur to me at all because that's how all systems were back then. PlayStation, PlayStation 2. Sorry, man.
No, there's no reason
Didn't
to
even think of that.
apologize. I told Zach that on Tuesday, and he's
Hmm.
like, he was messing around. He's like, Jesse did buy a memory card?
Heck,
Like-
dude, don't throw me under the bus like that. I've never had a GameCube.
I was like, well, buddy, in his defense, I don't think Jesse ever owned a GameCube, so he didn't know.
Thanks, man. You
Uh,
suck, Zach.
And what was so funny is he gets out his phone and he's like, let me text Jesse and
That's what I was
whoever
gonna
else.
tell you to
And
do.
it's like,
yeah.
So he flips his phone around and there's 3 tiers of like this much storage for this price. He's like, here are your options. Like, thank you. Sir.
You just order one instead?
Yeah, I just bought one online.
Yeah.
Bought it on eBay.
What's the memory card size?
Oh, they're small, man. Like
Yeah.
16 megabits, 32.
Classic.
Yeah, you don't need much more than that.
Yeah.
How cheap were they?
I bought a 32 and it was $40, just under $40, basically.
That's more expensive than I thought.
I think it's just a fact that with all Nintendo things, they're made to fit only GameCubes, so they're not being produced anymore. It's just whatever's left over. But as soon as it comes in, fire it up and send you some video.
Nice. Cool.
I did though, in the wake of my great disappointment, I did purchase Skyrim on PlayStation 5.
Whoa.
PlayStation had a sale. It was like $14.99. So I went ahead and bought it. I think I played it 2 hours probably on Saturday.
Damn.
Yeah. It's been so long since I've played Skyrim.
Let's talk about it. What'd you do? What character did you pick? I always pick the lizard-looking guy.
I didn't pick him. It's the one that can do magic, or that specializes in magic. So you like scroll up, and it's the second one from the top.
Oh, okay.
He looks human, but his eyes are a little beady.
I think are they like black, like really dark?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Initially.
I think you always picked him. You were a magic guy.
I almost chose just kind of the run-of-the-mill Scotsman, whatever the equivalent is, but I'm like, I kind of want to do some magic in this one.
Yeah.
So
I used to pick the lizard-looking guy because I think he can breathe underwater. But you never go underwater in that entire game.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was cool. I love that game, though.
Are you gonna do the book glitch, where you just level up everything? Right.
Oh, I forgot about that glitch.
I mean, part of me wants to, but then also part of me doesn't. I want to kind of play the game in its state it was meant to be played in.
So thanks to Tim, I have like the ultimate guidebook, the original one. It's like this thick.
Uh-huh.
If you want it, if you get into it, you can always bring it over.
Okay, cool. They had there's a section when you log in. It's a community section of hacks.
Yeah, mods and stuff.
Mods,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tanner used to be huge on that.
Bethesda has just completely leaned into letting the community
Yeah.
do the mods. Tanner had all kinds of stuff. He had this attack where it would blow people back, and it would be Shia LaBeouf saying, "Do it!"
The shouts.
And then every time the moon was out, it was Nicolas Cage's face.
Oh man, he's the one that showed me those for the first time. I mean, we were crying looking at some of that stuff. There's one where they changed the dragons into Thomas the Tank Engines. They're so good, man. That's a good game. I bought that game last year. I played a couple hours. I think I started. I always do the Dark Brotherhood. That's what I go to right away. I love that storyline.
I think I purchased that game 4 times.
I was about to say, one of you told me recently you bought it for a 4th or 5th time.
Yeah, I bought it
'Cause
on.
you bought it several times too, Jess.
I bought it on the 360 at least twice. Bought it on the Switch. Bought it on the Xbox One. I bought 2 copies. So that's at least 5.
Yeah, I bought it on PS4, 360, PC. I don't think I bought it on the Switch ever.
The 6th one's coming out supposedly in a year or 2.
I hope so. It's been
Yeah.
at least 12 years.
11.
Yeah.
I was this close to buying Elder Scrolls.
Online?
Yeah. It was $20 for the base game, but it was a Destiny deal where there's
Yeah.
expansion packs that you have to spend an additional $70 on. Like, I just don't want to get into that.
Jay got into that hard for a while.
I mean, there's a new DLC or whatever their equivalent of that is coming out soon because it's on pre-order.
Dang.
On
So they
the
still keep up
PlayStation
with it.
Store. Yeah.
Jake's been into Destiny 2 recently. He's been buying the passes. I think he's been into it for like 3 months straight now.
When that came out, I watched Destiny gameplay for the first time in Gary's room at his mom's house on PlayStation, and it floored me. At the time, I remember him telling me that, and I know that Bungie's ownership has changed hands, that the goal with the project was that it was going to be this 10-year.
Roadmap.
Do either of you remember this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The 10-year thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got to be coming up on 10 years because I bought a PlayStation 4 solely to play Destiny, and that was 2014. Like for sure.
Well, they were talking about Destiny being like that, but then they took a left turn and
Yeah.
made Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, why can't we just keep making expansions for Destiny? And then Destiny 2 came out. Me and Jake pre-ordered the deluxe edition. I came with the first 2 DLCs for $99.99. And then after I got it and I played it for about 3 or 4 months, I was like, this does not feel like Destiny. So then I stopped. And Jake's been going back and forth ever since.
He
He's
was
been going-
playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland last
Mhm.
night.
He was playing Fallout 76 a couple days ago too.
Dang.
Jake will just play games, like just whatever he's feeling that day. He won't stick with a game.
Yeah. Does he still listen?
Yeah.
Hey, bring the TV back. I have Super Mario All-Stars. I need to play.
He's going to say, I'll bring it back when you
Yeah.
invite me.
Oh, I'll come by tomorrow. When I wake up. Oh.
Tim, I think it was on Tuesday. It was Monday or Tuesday. Your dad sent Jesse and I a picture, and he was at work, and he said just developed these photos or something like that, and it was photos of Jesse and I at the Christmas concert. That I guess it was either no one's using film. It's probably a SD card or
They
she
sent him in.
purchased it online.
Yeah.
But the guy that's our head sound engineer, his wife's name was the customer name on there. So I guess she just had a ton of photos from the Christmas concert printed on physical photo paper. And so your dad sent that to Jesse and I. Like, what are the odds?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it like a whole album of the Christmas concert thing?
It looked like there were a good number of pictures underneath.
He just sent us one.
Was it you? It was you two?
It was,
was
it was a group.
It was actually on Wednesday.
The whole band.
Pat's on there.
It was Tom's wife that did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, Caitlin.
Yeah, that was funny.
She spent $6.42.
And Tom's not even in it.
She went with a 4x6 glossy.
She's going to get fingerprints.
24 prints.
24?
Yeah, there's a good number of photos under there.
Huh. I don't know why I thought she would have got 24 of the same photo.
It's definitely not all the same photo.
No, because her husband's not even in the photo.
He was actually upset about it, too.
I know, I remember.
I felt kind of bad.
Play an instrument, Tom.
It made me think about, I'm sure you've seen this episode, Tim, in Seinfeld, where George has the photos taken of himself that Kramer does, and the man at the photo place is a homosexual.
Classic white underwear.
Yeah. Remember at the end when Jerry sees the photos?
Jess, you gotta start watching Seinfeld.
I think it's passed me by.
You sure?
Yeah.
We could watch it together this
Alright.
year. Easy.
Sure.
I mean, I feel
We
like
won't.
I
but
feel like
okay.
if you like all those other comedy shows, you'll like Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Do you just not like the characters?
It doesn't seem like it's going to interest me.
The first season's a little boring, but once you get past it, it picks up.
I believe you.
Season 4 is when it takes off. There's always the one show, though, that everybody has that
Yeah.
they're just not going to get into. I feel like that's Seinfeld for Jesse.
Yeah. I guess so.
Someone at work blew my brain this week. I asked her if she watched that 70s show. And she said, I have, but I just never really gotten into it. And I said, why? It's hilarious. She said, yeah, but really all the show's about are teenage guys that sit in their basement and get high. And I just said, huh. That's exactly right. I never thought of it.
I never saw it as them just sitting in the basement getting high. I always saw it as the whole show is just about friends hanging out together. I guess they don't. I mean, the circle, I guess, is like what the show's known for. So that's probably what most people think of.
Yeah.
But they're not high. Most of the time, they're not.
No, I mean, the majority of the show, they're not high, but
Yeah.
they do get high in every episode. More or
I'd
less.
say for the most part.
Yeah.
I was browsing YouTube Shorts and I came across a clip of that '70s show, and it was the episode of the panties in Eric's car, and,
Eric and Fez.
Donna's
I mean-
mom comes in and she's like, she says, "Those are mine,"
mine,
and then Kelso and
Fez.
Fez are like, "Eric, you are a god!"
Yeah.
I just start bowing. I was dying.
That is one of Ashton Kutcher's finest acting moments.
Yeah. They're like, oh!
yeah.
And then, so I think Donna's like, Eric, or like to her mom, explain. And Fez goes, please be specific.
Yeah.
And I love when she's like, those aren't my panties. Mine are white with a pink rose in the front. And then all the guys look up and they're like visualizing it.
Yeah. No, that's a great show. I didn't think of it as getting high the whole show. I mean, they have clips. It's funny though, but it's just like their day-to-day lives.
It didn't ruin the show for me,
No.
but it was just like, that's actually it's pretty accurate one word or one sentence description of the show.
Getting high and making memories.
Did either of you ever watch, what was it, that '90s show? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it? Okay.
One season.
I was just making sure.
Nah. Dan did.
Did he? No, that '70s show it's one of those shows that I really like, but I just never go back and watch. Ever. I don't know what it is, but I love the show.
I had a good time last year doing
It's
it.
hilarious.
Did either of you watch Fuller House?
No.
Only like the first couple episodes, but I didn't like keep up with it. I know it did pretty well. I think it
Yeah,
did
I think it's still going.
I think it did 8 seasons.
Without Bob Saget?
Yeah, it
He
kept
wasn't really
going.
in it much.
Yeah.
It was really all the kids that were the main people.
Mm.
I don't know if it's still going, but
No.
like you said, they did a lot of seasons.
Yeah, it was like 7 or 8 seasons.
It was very popular.
Fuller House?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is John Stamos in that?
They were kind of like in
In
and
and
out.
out.
Yeah. They were never really main characters in it.
Okay. I will say, Jess, as a rule, I don't get excited about remakes, reboots. The Wizards of Waverly Place, though, like, I'm on board for it.
Me too.
And to be honest, if it sucks, whatever.
It's okay.
It's more screen time for
Hannah
her.
wants to watch it too.
Exactly.
Hannah's excited for it. I said I'm excited too.
I'm rolling in for
I told
one
him-
reason.
I told him I didn't know how I felt about it. I'm going to watch it, obviously, but I don't know. You know it's going to be on Disney Plus.
I'm showing up to the yard for one reason.
Are you going to? Okay.
Yeah, I will be getting Disney Plus
Okay.
wherever I need to
Good
invest
for you.
into.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Whatever I need to invest in.
That meme when he's like, take my...
Yeah.
I love that. I don't get to use that enough. Have you seen it? Did I show it to you?
Yeah.
Good. That's good stuff. I'm going to watch it.
I listened to, speaking of shows we watched when we were kids, Josh Peck on Steve-O's podcast.
Mhm.
And do either of you have a hard time listening to Steve-O talk?
Yes.
I mean, it.
I like him. It's just
Sorry.
we're gonna get copyrighted, aren't we?
Yeah.
Copyrighted. That was me.
That's
I
copyrighted
know.
material.
No, it's
I'm
not.
being
You guys suck.
It's owned by a podcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
What?
Do you have trouble listening to Steve-O's voice?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Have
Yeah.
you ever listened to a full episode of his podcast?
I listen to most of them.
Okay.
I grew up with him, though. I can kind of like get over it.
Get over it.
But he's tough. Yeah, he's tough to listen to.
The episode was only an hour and 15 minutes, maybe at the most. It was cool though. Josh really didn't talk about Drake at all. But hearing what his childhood was like, so he initially grew up in New York and went to a school where you take the normal school classes, but kind of the all-encompassing purpose of the school is for you to become an actor. So there's like dance and singing and acting classes, speech classes. He gets this break with the Amanda Show, moves out to California, and right off the bat is making decent money. It was just him and his mom. His parents had split. He said that his mom was looking for somewhere for them to live. She's like, well, I've heard this Malibu's a pretty nice place to live at. Or not Malibu, Beverly Hills. She's like, I've heard this Beverly Hills place is pretty nice to live. Maybe we'll look at something in there. He said that they bought this or rented this apartment in Beverly Hills, and he lived there from the time he lived there for 12 years. I forget what age he said he was. 14? Something like that?
I think 15.
14 or 15. He said what was different, though, is he went to school, regular public school, and the fact that he would have these acting commitments where he would have to leave for a month, that the school was not wanting to work with him, of like, yeah, we don't care where you're going to be at. You got to pass your math and English classes. What he ended up doing was going to a school, he said, that was set up for kids with learning disabilities or special needs. And it would be things of like kids that were in trouble with the law, kids that had legitimate learning disabilities. So he said that the school was this just like collection of kind of the outer parts of society, but that he felt more comfortable there, and talked about some of the positive and negative influences. Like he said, there was a lot of drug use with the kids that kind of stayed in trouble with the law, and then his own drug problems, especially the last season of Drake and Josh. And to me, that stuff is cool to grow up watching the show and loving it, and to hear, especially that last season, the struggles that he had. And I don't know if either of you remember, but if you watch an episode of the first season of Drake and Josh, especially the Amanda Show, but the first season of Drake and Josh, and then the fourth season, which was the last one, the amount of weight that Josh lost in those years was insane. And he talked a little bit about his acting coach in California when he started doing Drake and Josh, that she was like, you need acting lessons. You're not good. He's like, what are you talking about? I got my name's in the show. She's like, yeah, it's going to work right now while basically you're this chubby cheek, mama's boy kind of character where you just deliver these cheesy punchlines, but after this you're not going to have a job. And he said in retrospect that she was absolutely right, that he wasn't any good. But it was cool listening to. I enjoyed hearing people gush about whatever they're passionate about, even if I'm not interested in it. And I would definitely say if either of you are remotely interested, it's worth listening to. It's pretty cool.
I think he has his own podcast too.
He does.
Yeah.
And it generally, he can be obnoxious to the point where I don't want to listen to him. But this one, it was very much like what we do. It just kind of straightforward, serious talk. Steve-O, he's kind of like Rogan, where if drugs get brought up, it's like, what kind of drugs?
Yeah.
Where were you doing them at? What were the people like that were giving them to you? Did you ever almost overdose? Those kinds of questions.
Yeah.
Where it's almost, pornographic for these people.
I'm
like, Steve-O, who cares? I want to hear more about Drake and Josh. But, no, it was a good episode. I wish that after I listened to it, I wish that Rogan would have Josh on.
Yeah.
Or Drake, but I think Josh is probably in a better state mentally to where it would be a pretty interesting conversation.
Yeah.
And Josh actually did things after Drake and Josh, where Drake really, like, he did his music thing, but as far as acting,
Yeah.
I mean, he was in Cheaper by the Dozen or one of those kind of movies, and
Oh yeah,
that
he
was
was.
pretty much it.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
It was the one with Dennis Quaid and,
The second Cheaper by the Dozen, right?
or maybe it
Oh,
was.
no. No, it was no, don't tell me.
Did it have Vin Diesel in it?
No. That was okay, we're on different pages. Vin Diesel was in The Pacifier.
It wasn't The Pacifier he was in.
Yeah, you're thinking about it wasn't Cheaper by the Dozen, it was the other type of movie that was pretty much the same. Yours, Mine, and Ours.
Yours, Mine, and Ours.
Yeah. I think he was like the oldest son in that one or something.
Oh, one thing that I just forgot about until I pulled this up. He's in an episode of Seinfeld.
Oh, really?
Drake is. He's a kid,
Wow.
but he's in...
Before Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was in 1997.
Hmm.
He was in A Fairly Odd Christmas in 2012.
Hmm.
Yeah, Yours, Mine, and Ours.
It's funny going back and watching old stuff and seeing different actors.
Poor
Like-
guy. He did that Fairly Odd Summer live-action movie.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't need to.
Like Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah, but he played Timmy Turner in a live-action.
Really? There was a
2014.
live action of that?
You didn't know?
No.
You're talking about with Drake?
Yeah.
What?
Did you remember, Tim, that he was in an episode of Seinfeld in 97? Drake was? I
No.
completely forgot about that. He played someone's kid.
Mm-mm.
I was telling Jesse that, of the two of them, Josh actually went on to do movies.
Yeah.
But Drake's acting career kind of stopped with... He never went outside the Nick
No.
realm.
Well, what the heck?
There was a movie that Josh was in that was an action movie that I remember seeing in
Dunkirk.
No, he was also in that
Dawn.
remake of Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. That's what it was. Yeah, one
Oh.
of the Koreans,
Russians.
but it was Russians in that one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think the original was like North Korea, maybe, or maybe it
Mm.
was.
It was
no.
Russia.
Was it Russia in the
Yeah.
remake as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was also in Drill Bit Taylor.
Mm.
He was one of the bullies, I think.
Yeah, you're right. This looks horrible.
I'm surprised you never knew about it. I mean, we were kind of older though when that came out. I never watched it. I knew
we were
about
in
it.
college.
Are you looking up the?
I'm looking at photos of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Ugh, a poor guy.
Don't do that to yourself.
I can't stop.
You ask yourself, how did he end up in Mexico? Well,
This was step one.
Your Honor, I present to you Exhibit A.
Yeah. Ugh. I gotta stop. That'll keep me up at night.
Drake did put out a good Christmas song this year, though. I thought he did a good job.
I
with it.
love that Christmas song.
If you could do a little more of that and a little less of disappearing around high schools, those would be good trajectories.
Yeah.
He's still making music?
Yeah, he put out a Christmas song this past year.
Interesting. They never they were I don't remember what podcast I was listening to, but Josh said that they don't get any royalties from like any of the shows.
And they talked about that in Steve-O's
Did they?
podcast as well. Yeah.
I was like, dang, that's crazy.
He was on Bert Kreischer's podcast, I think. That's where I listened to him. He was on for like 2.5 hours.
He said that he didn't give any kind of dollar amounts, but that when he was doing Drake and Josh, that him and Drake were making serious money.
Mm.
That it
Like he was paying for like him and his mom to live, basically.
exactly
All the money.
And he said his mom, thankfully, at the time, said, "All right, we're going to keep 50 cents of every dollar you make, and the other 50 cents we're putting away." And he said he was so thankful that she did that
You never hear that
because
now.
he was, 17. Because they asked him a question of, as a child star and you're coming up, is there anyone that steps in a kind of professional role and says, I'm going to help you navigate your financial decision making here, or are you kind of just left on your own? And Josh said, yeah, you're pretty much, it's left up to whether or not you have a financially responsible
Because it
parent.
goes into a trust, doesn't it, until you turn, I think, 18.
That sounds right.
And like the adult, whatever, your parent or legal guardian. Like that. So like Miley Cyrus got screwed out of it because she had the trust and everything, but I think their parents still, like, they were still in charge of it. They can do whatever they want. The kid couldn't get it directly.
Mm-hmm.
So it was this whole weird situation. So he's lucky that his mom was thinking like that, because you never hear that.
Well, and you hear horror stories like with Jeanette McCurdy. Like her mom was psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I think it's kind of the, dad that coaches the football team of his kid, or like the parents living through the child and wants it, more than anything. There's just, it's unfortunate, but there's a lot of unsavory elements of the Nickelodeon, especially the shows that Schneider guy did, where the dude was more than likely a pervert.
Mm-hmm.
Like Victorious and iCarly and Sam and Cat, and there's other ones too. But yeah, he did a lot of
I think he even went back to the Amanda Show those days.
yeah.
I think he was in the Amanda Show.
Well, he did all the big shows that we
Yeah, he
grew
was the
up
guy.
with. Yeah, I mean, the guy was more than likely a pervert. Whether or not he did anything that would be classified as assault, I don't know. But
I think every single one of those actresses on Victorious got pretty big. I'm pretty
Ariana
sure.
Grande is insanely big.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't get it.
She has a good voice, I guess.
But what? I mean, there's... Yeah, it's like a propulsion where they just get blasted into the highest stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how does that happen? Because on the shows, I watched the shows. I watched Victorious. I didn't like Sam and Cat as much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was fine on the show, but it wasn't like she was this
She wasn't like the
incredibly talented
No.
actor or anything. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like why is Taylor Swift as popular as she is? But
We'll see her Sunday night.
the NFL will make sure of that.
Yeah, they show her every time.
And Jason Kelsey with his shirt off.
I hope.
See, I like that coverage. That's good coverage.
He'll probably
That
be.
was awesome.
He'll probably be there too.
Heck yeah.
Did either of you know that Jason and Travis have a podcast?
I listen,
Listen to it too.
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
Mm-hmm.
Travis is a douchebag.
They're actually very entertaining.
Jason is.
I like Jason a lot more.
Is Jason more down to earth?
He just, like, Travis
Yeah.
puts on a douchey front. Like, I don't know. The way he talks sometimes is very like he's just a douche.
Did you listen prior to the celebrity hookup?
Oh yeah. It's just the way he talks. He's very like,
And he was
I don't know how to
he was
explain it.
douchey before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it, but
I don't get that, but
I don't know. He's like, "That's right, brother." Like, he'll say stupid stuff like that. Like, he's very swag almost. Talks weird.
The same kind of thing as like Joe's weird.
No. I don't even know how to say it. I don't know. He's just weird. I think Jason's more down to earth because he's like married and has kids and he's like on the end of his career. I think Travis is kind of at his peak right now. He's like, I think he's got a big head.
What's the age gap?
I don't know. Not big.
it can't be big because they
4
both went
years?
to college. They were both at Cincinnati
Yeah.
together.
3, maybe 4 years.
Seeing them next to each other, and maybe it's just because Travis is in better shape. Travis looks much younger.
Mm-hmm. Jason's got a lot of gray hair too, and Travis get bald. But I mean, Travis has been in the league 9 years, I think.
Well, the man honestly looks like he's in his 40s.
Yeah.
He's probably got enough money where he won't have to work again.
Travis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2 Super Bowls under his belt. I
Oh
think
no,
he's
I'm
just
talking about Jason.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't think he's fine.
Jason's 36 and Travis is 34.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Travis is. I mean, he'll probably play another maybe 3-4 years.
So he might be younger than Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is in her 30s. I know that. Let me see.
Because Taylor Swift was dating John Mayer in 2008.
Taylor Swift is 34. They're both the same age.
Okay. Is that right? That'd be 16 years ago. Could be. Sounds like something John would do.
Dang, Taylor Swift is 34.
Did you think she was younger?
She just doesn't look old like her.
It just feels like she's been around for an eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 04 is when she like popped off. She's been around
Yeah.
a long time.
She has, yeah. Because back then she was making country music.
Was it really country music or was it
Yeah.
like pop
No, it
hybrid
was
stuff? It was straight up country music?
Yeah.
Like banjos and twangy Telecasters.
Hmm.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Tim, have you ever liked country music?
Mm-mm.
I know Jesse hasn't.
Nah.
I saw a hilarious term today. It made me think about Tim, especially when we're up in the mountains. So you, the two of you know what polyamorous means? So the meme was polyJAMORIsts. So someone that's polyJAMORous is, for example, you're in the car with them, they're driving, and they've got music playing. And 1 minute you're listening to screamo death metal, and the next minute it's Spice
Khalid.
Girls or Khalid or something like that. And it was just, it was something along the lines of when you're in the car with, or when you're riding in the car with a polyJAMORous friend. The dude was just like in his seat, exhausted because it was going from country to death metal and back to Spice Girls. It was hilarious, but I thought about Tim because
Yeah, I think
we'll
he
be
is that
just
guy in
straight
our group.
vibing up in the mountains and then rah, rah, rah. Like, well,
That is me.
Yeah.
I have everything on my playlist.
this man is polyJAMORous.
Yeah. And you don't really listen to middle ground. It's like Khalid vibing or screaming. Really.
That's how it was on the way over here.
I'm sure it was, yeah. I
Yeah.
usually hear you when you're pulling my driveway too. That your bass going in the back seat.
Yeah, I don't have a middle ground
No.
because it's just
It's either 60 BPM or 250.
I don't. It's just for some reason I just think the middle ground is just it just doesn't get me there. It just I can't go middle. It's got to be one extreme or the other.
All right.
Hannah used to say, I don't understand your music because you're all over the place. I'm like, yeah.
What is she like?
She likes like Pierce the. Her favorite band is Pierce the Veil, but she'll listen to like Mayday Parade and like all those other. You already know.
How old is she?
23.
So she was born 2001. Okay.
No, she was born in 2000.
2000. Okay.
That's crazy to think.
So she's
Is that even possible?
420.
Hmm.
She'll be 24 on 420.
married at 23.
Yeah. She'll be married at 23. And I'll be on the cusp of 30.
She's robbing the grave.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, we're going to be married and our birthdays are gonna be like. It's just weird. All these events. I'm like, I'm gonna be married on my birthday. We're gonna be married for Christmas and Thanksgiving. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense.
You're gonna have a ring on your finger in 2 months.
Yeah.
Are you going with a
Round?
standard black?
I'm going
band?
gold.
Good for you.
Ooh.
Oh my!
It's
I
retro.
expect nothing less.
Yeah, that's true.
I would expect nothing less.
Cuban link.
Gold.
He's already got that checked off.
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah, let it breathe.
A little gold. Yeah, but I'll be wearing one of those rubber ones during work, but I'll have a gold one.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Just doesn't make sense wearing one during
I
work.
honestly don't wear a ring a lot.
No,
No.
it's probably just because you forget.
Yeah, and then like a week goes by, and I'm like, I should probably wear it at least once. Yeah, but I forget a lot, and honestly, it gets annoying at work. Even the rubber kind of catches on things, and
Yeah.
then I can't play when I'm playing guitar. I can't wear one. So
Do
I
you ever take it off?
The ring?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I never wear it when we're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even drums as well.
definitely drums, especially drums.
Yeah. Is there any kind of Tim? I'd be curious if you think this will happen to you either, where you take it off and you're just like, I don't feel right.
Taking it
I'm
off
sure.
or putting it on? Taking it
Like
off.
if you don't have it on,
Like you'll get
does
used
it bother
to it.
you at all?
Does the ring bother me when I take it off?
Let me clarify. I'm saying this in a way of
You're so
like-
used to it, like having it on.
No, he thinks
No.
mentally.
Oh.
yes, exactly.
Oh.
Like does it bother you at all?
No. Unless she says something, which she hasn't. Because I think like everybody knows me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it will, like it did at first. I wore it, for like a year or two straight. And then it was I'm kind of aware of it when I wasn't wearing it. And then now it's just when I have it on, I have it on. But she has to wear hers. No, I'm kidding. I think she's kind of the same way, but she always wears her. She used to have to not. What a stupid thing to say. She used to not. Right?
Yes.
When she was nursing, she had to have one of the tiny rubber ones. But now that she's not, she wears her regular one all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Really important information right there.
I get it.
You both are going to be wearing rings.
Yeah, that's weird because I've always not wanted to like. Just, I feel like it would be annoying on your finger.
It is for a while. Yeah, it's something to get used to.
I guess I'll have to.
It's cool at first, especially when you got the gold one on. Like when I had my silver one on, the titanium. It was cool for a while. You click it on things. And then it starts to get like annoying.
This sounds like a Trey Kennedy video.
Does, right?
The guy that gets the ring, just like showing it off in every.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Jiminy.
This is good. I'm wide awake, wired.
you don't look like it.
It's that 30 milligrams of caffeine kicking in.
There's caffeine in there?
Yeah.
It's a pretty decent amount.
It says it on the side. It says microdose of natural caffeine, 30 milligrams.
Microdose.
What a douche thing to put on a can.
Does it say it on yours?
Where am I looking?
It just has it next to the barcode.
Death to plastic? No, we donate a portion of the profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution.
Oh, it's probably because this is the iced tea one.
Yeah. This ruthless tall boy of flavored sparkling water.
Ruthless tall boy.
Nah, nothing about that. I can't even read it. I don't know. What are you gonna do? I have a question. Before we, sounds like we're gonna wrap things up pretty soon. The way Tim's yawning a lot.
I'm not yawning.
Someone proposed this question on a show I was listening to.
Hit us with it.
It's kind of dark though. It might be dark. If you were to know, well, how did the question go? Son of a bitch. Hold on.
Nice.
I cannot believe I freaking forgot this.
Yeah.
Oh, if you knew you were so if you knew you had 2 years left to live, how would you handle that? You had 2 years.
If I knew?
Yeah.
And let me layer something on top of that. As an additional question to Tim, would you get married?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You
would
better
still get
say
married?
yes.
I would still, yeah.
Why would that change his marriage choice?
Boy, maybe I'm a douche.
What does that have to do with
Because
anything?
the way that
Absolutely, I would get married. No question about
there
it.
you go.
yeah, maybe I'm wrong there. Because the way I was thinking about it is, yeah, maybe I was just wrong.
So is this like a hard, you got 2 years to live? Like there's no cure? There's no, this is just you got 2 years?
You got 2 years.
No, you have 2 years left.
Oh, I know exactly what I would do.
That's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay. So the first thing I would do, and this is at the top because I have thought of this, I would get a pair
You thought
of Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows. Okay. Okay.
Which pair?
The cream green check mark.
Yeah.
And I would rock the hell out of them for 2 years solid while visiting places that I want to go.
where are you gonna get all this money?
Yeah.
I would use all the money I have. I only got 2 years.
It's gonna last you 2 years. You're gonna
you got
survive
enough
on 2
money to
years.
last for 2 years?
Bull crap.
What else do I got to do? I don't have to have a house if I could travel.
What are you gonna travel with?
And what about your wife?
How are you gonna get there?
I can just take cheap places.
Do you know how much money you need to survive 2 years
No.
and travel the world? What is
This
the
is-
matter
this
with
is
you?
hypothetical.
Not just for one, but for two.
For 2 people.
She doesn't have to go with me everywhere.
No,
Then
Tim,
don't get
this is
married.
real. Oh, you think she knows just 2 years left and she's not going to spend every minute attached to your hip? You guys spend 3 days together and she doesn't leave the room.
You can still back out of the marriage thing.
That's why you asked the question.
Yeah.
How much money do you have sitting aside that you think you can travel the world for 2 years and not work a day in your life?
I wouldn't want to work a day in my life if I'm living for 2 years. I wouldn't.
You're going to pick
I
up
sw-
odd jobs
I swear
where you
to
go?
God, I would not work for 2 years if I only had 2 years to live.
Then you're going to die in a cardboard box.
So I would continue to work for a year and a half, and then the last 6 months I would do whatever I wanted.
Okay, see, that's the opposite spectrum. That's an extreme. A year and a half?
Yeah, because
See, no, listen, Tim. You guys switch answers. He can use your answer. He's got 2 years of money set aside for
No,
sure.
I would be miserable if I knew I had 2 years to live and I was working every day.
Yeah, but if you stop now, you don't think eventually you're going to be you're going to run out and you're going to lose steam?
So hypothetically, right? If you only had 2 years to live and you sell whatever the hell you want to sell, you don't want, say you have 2 years, you sell your house because you don't want your house no more. You want to travel, right?
No.
Why?
I don't want to travel.
So what would you want to do for 2 years?
I don't know. I'm asking you guys. I haven't thought about it. I asked the question.
I thought you already had an answer for yours.
No, and I'm with you. I couldn't travel for 2 years. There's nowhere to go for 2 years.
Yeah.
I would work for a year and a half. The routine keeps me sane. I would also be able to continue to accumulate money. Now, with that being
For
said,
what though? You're dead.
With that being said, on the weekends,
Japan.
on the weekends, I'd be having a blast.
On the weekends.
Here, that's the thing, Tim. You got to work. You can't survive 2 years, especially with 2 mouths to feed.
She would still have her job.
Maybe 3, because
She will support.
yeah, she's gonna work.
While
He's taking
traveling.
off.
She's not gonna die.
She's like, Tim, you're gonna die soon. Just leave me. I'll wire you funds. Can you stop by a Wells Fargo?
Here's my bank card.
Y'all are crazy. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think you need $300,000 to live for 2 years.
How many thousand?
300.
Thousand?
Yeah.
You could survive off that.
No,
Yeah,
but
is that you saying that's what you have?
No, I'm saying you don't need like that much money to survive for 2 years.
You need more than I guarantee what you have. Right?
But when is this dying?
2 years
2
from today.
years, 24 months.
No, I wouldn't want to work anymore.
I get that, but you can't just stop working.
I mean, I would say you would have to have at least $125,000 to not work for 2 years.
You think so?
And that's without spending a crazy amount of money. Like, let's say you need $1,000 a week.
What would you need $1,000 a week for?
To get where you want to go. To
So let's just
eat.
say
Car payment.
no. You don't have a car no
house
more.
note.
I saw my car. I don't have a car
How are
insurance.
you going to get around? Are you going to fly? Tickets are expensive.
So listen.
Hitchhike?
No.
Tell
so
me.
listen. The first thing I would do, right?
'Kay.
Is sell everything I own except the Travis Scotts on my feet. Because I'm wearing those for 2 years.
So you, the Travis Scotts, and your new bride do what after you sell everything?
I guess this hypothetical question doesn't really work if I'm married.
Okay, so you're not getting married.
No, I'm still posing. Oh,
See, this is all right. Maybe I'm not.
maybe
so
you're
crazy.
not. You know what? I take everything back. That's a deciding factor.
So the hypothetical is, but see, are we? This is a weird
Hannah,
question. If
you're going to
if-
be in trouble when Anna hears this.
No, this is
just hypothetical.
this is a
pretending.
hypothetical, so she can't get mad.
Yeah.
Okay, Hannah, you can't get mad.
So in this world, I don't even know Hannah. I don't know Hannah.
This is not.
In-
No, this
in
is
that-
not how the question works. No.
We're tweaking it.
No.
We're tweaking
It's
it.
my
Yeah.
question.
So
Let him continue.
yeah, we're tweaking the question.
It keeps him out of hot water.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's upset.
Not how the question works. Go
So
ahead.
in my hypothetical world, I'm by myself. I have 2 years to live.
Okay.
I'm selling everything, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
and I could definitely survive on the money I have.
What do you own that you can make $125,000?
I don't think I need $125,000 for 2 years.
You need $1,000 a week.
You think?
You've got to have $1,000 a week.
So $100,000.
$100,000.
Yeah, that's what I said. You need 100,
You said
125,000.
125,000.
25 is not that far off.
25 is a lot.
Do you think
It's
you
only
can,
an extra. That's only adding on an extra $500 a month. So
I don't think I'm crazy. I don't think I need a lot.
okay.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, continue.
I mean,
So-
I feel like I have continued, and you guys keep stopping me.
I
at
want to.
125
I don't want to know
grand.
where you're traveling.
Oh, anywhere. I'll take a first.
Uh-huh.
Class trip to.
No.
Oh.
First class trip. No.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
No.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest with you.
No. Absolutely not.
Is there winter jack in there? Thanks, man.
You gonna drink the bottle?
You've been working out now. I don't have a glass, so Larry,
You're gonna-
please don't judge me.
You're gonna look really good on the camera.
I know.
Look right at the camera when you take
this
your
will be my
drink.
my first short that I make for the
Yeah.
channel.
That's how you know it's.
Did you hear that?
Yes. I bet we could hear that on the.
I hope so.
Recording.
Faintly heard it in my ears.
Did you? Nice.
If I do it again,
It'll never happen.
I wonder if it was because of that. Are you trying to push it?
nothing. Continue.
Continue.
Okay.
The
So
first thing you do.
the first thing I do,
Well, we're past that. Sell everything you own and travel. Where are you going?
first place I'm going. Okay?
Egypt.
No. First place I'm going. I'm not even taking a round trip. I'm taking a one-way ticket. Okay?
Because you're not coming back.
I might not.
Well, you got 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Well, you're not going to get round trip. You're going to circle the globe. Circumnavigate.
Nice.
Thanks.
I think I'd go around Europe for a little bit.
What would you do there?
I mean, for one, I just really like to experience food. So food.
Same.
I guess it doesn't matter if I'm dying. I'll drink a lot.
That's gonna cost you
Yeah,
money.
I know.
Yeah,
But this
yeah,
is
you might as well drink like crazy.
This is hypothetical, so it doesn't matter what I'm saying.
No,
And then
I like strict adherent to the rules. No, I'm kidding.
adherent to the rules.
Yeah. Cheers.
Keep drinking straight from the Jack Daniels bottle over there. All right, food. You're gonna get tore up. What else?
Just visit a couple places. I want to visit like the Colosseum, Eiffel Tower, see a couple places. I don't know how much traveling you can do in 2 years.
Would you hook up with European girls?
I mean, I am single, and this
Let's
is
dig a
this
deeper hole for this
hypothetical.
guy.
And you're gonna be dead in 2 years, so there's.
I mean, why not?
Yeah. To be honest, the most I've thought about though is if I'm dying in 2 years, I'm buying a pair of Travis Scotts. That's always at the top of my list.
That was the first thing that came out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And you were like ready
Yeah.
for that.
I've thought about
You're
that.
like, thank God someone asked me this question. Let me bend your ear for a minute.
I think last year I thought about that. I said if I knew I was gonna die, I would buy a pair of Travis Scotts. I think that's kind of weird for me to think about, right? Just randomly.
That just means you want them. You don't have to end your life to get them, Tim.
Yeah, they're $1,800.
That's fine.
That's too much to spend on a pair of shoes.
Sell some stuff that you were going to sell anyway when you were going to travel the world.
Mm.
Listen, there's a couple comics that you can easily let go of. You already know a buyer. I'll chip in.
I'm gonna keep that till I die.
Apparently, it's only 2 years. I can wait.
I need it buried with me though.
No.
Yeah,
All of them?
that's my wish.
The Travis Scott you can get buried with. The comics are going to your best friend. You ever thought about when you die what stuff you're going to give away?
I mean, everything's going to get giveaway. There's nothing I'm keeping.
To who? So you
Probably
haven't
my
thought
future
about it.
wife.
Not everything.
She'll just
She
take.
doesn't like
everything.
Ninja Turtles.
Well, she can decide what to do with it. And don't
Sure.
say they're worth pennies on the dollar. Make sure you tell her what the full price is.
She's not going to charge me. I'm family. I'm blood, Tim.
Yeah, you're already family with her before I even get married. Weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
I have things that are being gifted to people when I die.
What are you going to do with your 3 Mustangs?
That'll be tough. I don't know.
He's saving for a 3rd one right now.
Savannah's really upset about it. We talked about it, though.
Doesn't surprise me.
Cheers.
So is there any world where you would sell your other one to get the other one?
Which
Talking
guitar?
about the Mustang.
Oh.
Would you help, like, if you needed to, would you sell that one to get that
If
one?
it was like I'm like 12,000 short and my dad's like, I'm selling this car, I'd call Ashton.
So you're 100% you would buy that?
I mean, we talk price, but yeah. Wouldn't charge him the whole
I
thing.
mean, it doesn't matter what you talk about. He's gonna be able to get it.
yeah, but I'm not going to overcharge the guy.
Of course not.
Years of friendship is worth 10, 15% off at least.
One of the highlights of my last decade,
Last decade.
the 20th decade, 20-year decade,
Mm-hmm.
That's over.
was driving back from Miller's
Oh, man.
in the yellow Stang,
Yeah.
windows down, with music blasting. Jesse's changing gears. We just had a excellent meal. Summer air blowing through.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
That was the mojitos night at Miller's. They were delicious.
We haven't been to Miller's in a long time.
Yeah. But now I would, if it was like coming down to it, I would sell that one.
But see, this is hypothetical, but you're already married, so where's she gonna go?
What do you mean? When I die?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
think
don't-
she would go back home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She probably would.
I don't know, man. I think her parents would probably move here, I'll be honest. I don't really know. If you're already up here in Hannah,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Hopefully we don't have to find out. I'll never have to find out.
That's
Yeah.
true. You'll never have to
Not
find
my
out.
water off
problem,
your
yeah.
back.
I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I don't know.
You'll get a nice little bump up if you sell this house, though.
She would.
She would.
She would be loaded if I died.
She'd actually be in good shape.
Don't.
Hey,
Let's not spread the word.
Yeah. Like,
Let's keep that. Hannah, don't tell her.
watch your back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Interesting.
If you ever get nervous, just give me a call.
Yeah.
I got your back.
Now you're in the will.
I mean, imagine that. She would have 4 cars. That is insane.
Yeah. She'd be trying to sell the Mustang, and she'd be like, "Which one?"
That is crazy. So then what would you do
I'd be dead.
for your 2 years?
Oh, what would I do?
You wouldn't want to work. You'd be miserable.
Yeah, I would, but again, I wouldn't know if I'd be able. Savannah could support me, probably. But I wouldn't leave my wife to go travel the globe.
I'm not married.
I know you're asking. Yeah, you're asking me. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'd spiral into the darkest depression I've ever been in. Probably. I don't think I would handle it too well. I already don't handle death right.
So would you rather, if you were at the doctor and they said, well, okay, this is hypothetical. You do have 2 years to live, but would you rather him hold that information from you and you just carry on?
Yeah. Yeah, I would never want to know.
So you'd rather just pretend.
Yeah,
Mm.
never know. Because you know how bad I am with death. I would never want to know that.
Yeah. I feel like if you did, you'd be that guy in like the house robe with a bottle of whiskey in your hand, just like walking around,
Drinking my days away.
drinking. Be like,
Yeah.
because we're at that age where the year goes by so fast.
Yeah.
2 years is nothing.
Yeah, it's scary how fast time goes now.
What podcast were you listening to where they were talking about that?
Man, I don't know. I think it was the one that Q from Impractical Jokers is on. The comic shop one. I think it was that one. I think Q and the other guy were talking about it.
You know, my second choice though, which I probably couldn't do, but my second choice would still be by the Travis Scott's #1. But then I would want to get, if I could, I would want to get a Toyota Supra and just drive.
Supers are cool.
Yeah. I don't think, did they stop making them? Like, was
I
it
don't
that?
know.
I haven't.
They made a big splash, and I don't know
Yeah.
if they still make them or not.
They're nice though.
They're gorgeous. Yeah.
If I could,
Subarus?
no, Supra.
Oh, Supras. I was like, what?
No. No, I'm not a lesbian hiker. No.
I was saying if I could afford it, I would want to buy, after the Travis Scott's, I would want to buy a Toyota Supra and just drive.
So we've gone from selling all possessions with Travis Scott's to selling all possessions with Travis Scott's and a Supra.
He's got to get around.
Where are you going to store the car?
Doesn't matter. I'll be dead in 2 years.
You're going to have to stay stateside.
Yeah. Stateside. You have a lot of those moments
What?
where you just like,
Oh, I realize what an idiot I am.
no, just where
Just-
you mess up.
Oh, thanks.
Where you're like talking and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
You screw up a lot.
Yeah, that's what he's telling me.
Sure. Sure. Jesse said he would probably rather not know he's going to die in 2 years. He would just get depressed. Would you rather them withhold that information from you if you knew you're like, if they knew you were going to die? Would you say, I don't want to know?
Would you guys just want to know in general when you're going to die?
No. You mean like a ballpark? Or if
Like
you're
if someone
going to die?
told you, hey, you're going to die at 74.
No,
Probably not.
probably not.
Maybe if it's that far out. But if they're like, hey, 25,
I think it would make every birthday
depressing.
a lot more impactful and depressing. Where you'd be like, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of like already know like it's probably going to be high risk that, well, I mean, not high risk, but it's a high probability we won't live past 78.
Oh, yeah.
So there's our number. We'll just say, I think I won't live past 70. So we'll just say that.
Yeah, family records show it's not looking good on my end.
Now, I'll say this, and something will take me out early, but
The bus is going to take him out tomorrow morning.
I've got a grandmother that's 84. So my grandmother, and then my dad's mom and my mom's parents are 84, 77, and 76. No one's had cancer. I feel like that's just extraordinary. Now, it may be a thing where it jumps generations and I've got, got the goods coming my way, but
Yeah. I kind of have a whole plethora of ailments in my family history. I pretty much hit all the marks. So I'm going to hit one of them eventually.
This is pretty depressing.
Let's go back to the 2-year thing.
This
Ash, what would you do? My answer sucked. Tim's was pretty entertaining.
I do feel pretty good about still working the year and a half. I would go to a handful of concerts. So I would go to Blink-182, Khalid. Probably. Yeah, I'd probably do Mayor. I don't want to be front row for all three of those. So I'd pay the $4,000 or whatever it is. Front row and just let myself be completely lost in the music. I would eat really good food every weekend. And then the 6 months would be, say, 2 months in Japan, 2 months at the beach, a month in the mountains, and then my final month I'd probably spend with family and friends. And I would want to die.
Kind of surprised you didn't say beach at the end.
It would probably, well, here's where it's going to come in. I would want to die either at home or on the beach. One of the two. And be cremated and my ashes spread in the Atlantic. Yeah. I would leave Jesse my guitars. Tim would get the entire Blu-ray collection. I don't think either of you want a Civic. Yeah, and I would play at the church every week. I would definitely still do that every week.
So you'd fly back in on Sundays?
Well, when I'm not out of town.
Huh.
I definitely would not get married. I definitely wouldn't get in a relationship either. I think if you had the knowledge that you were going to die and then got into a relationship, that would be not
Counterproductive?
not moral thing to do. Maybe if
Oh,
you tell
for
the
them?
person up front. Yeah, I mean that's the reason why I posed that question to Tim, because it would be like, hey, we can do this and build the bond closer, but I'm going to be gone in the end. So, do we do it? Kind of thing. That's what comes to mind initially. Yeah, that's
You-
probably what I do.
Would you rather be buried or cremated?
I don't care. Probably cremated because it's cheaper on her.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm even thinking about other people in my afterlife.
There's something to me poetic about having your ashes spread somewhere that you want to be remembered, as opposed to worms eating you.
But then what if your family wants to come visit you?
They could just visit the place that he was.
Shaken out.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Jess. I haven't had someone close enough to me die yet where I'm regularly visiting their graveside, so I don't know what would be the difference in feeling of the person physically, their bones are there versus they're not being there.
Yeah.
So I probably can't answer that question. Yeah. I don't think I have anything to add to that. That's probably what I would do. So
Would you-
neither of you guys would work at all.
I mean, by the sounds of it, you guys say I need to work for the next year and
But
8
did Jesse say he would
months.
work?
I said Savannah would support me.
Okay, so he's not working.
He
either.
said he would just get really depressed, so he probably would be in the wrong state of mind to work.
But I mean, I don't think it would last for 2 years.
The
There would
depression?
there would probably be the initial show. No, man.
I don't think you know me very well, my man.
You would accept it.
I don't know.
No, look, you've got me. I'd say like, Jess, listen, man. You've got 720 days.
Oof, that sounds bad.
Oh, that sucks even more than 2 years, it seems like.
No, it would be a pep talk though. Of like, listen, you can make these 720 days of misery, or you can make them the best days you've had. And when you check out, say, hey, that was worth it. This is a way that I'm trying to just live my life in general. Of like, whenever I get to that end point, if something doesn't take me out immediately,
Yeah.
of being able to say like, hey, there were parts of that were worth it, worth all this. So, I would give you a talking to. I wouldn't let you wallow in misery.
Thanks, man. Tim would text me every week. You good? You still here? Still with us?
Want to brawl?
What's your mining level?
You see the price of bonds lately?
I know, yeah. You would never bring it up once.
No.
No.
Guys, we would have to get in some serious cabin trips too.
I mean, at that point, you'd probably take one once a month.
I was going to say, you'd probably find me there most of the time.
Yeah. At least once a month.
At least, yeah, at least.
Tim, every month, maybe every week. At least every other week. Sushi boat.
Yeah, he sends me these extravagant
He's
sushi
into them
boats.
lately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a literal boat
It is a literal boat.
with sushi on them?
And they put sushi all over the boat.
Did you bring your lightsabers?
I did, and I forgot.
Terrible.
Zach and I got a boat Tuesday night. We were like, hey, man. I was like, hey, you want to
And it's an
go to
actual boat.
Miyako?
Unreal.
We got to do it at some point. I wish Jesse would give it a chance because it's a good time.
You know, if I came, I would try something.
You would eat raw fish.
You really think I would just not get involved with something with a group of people that's eating something?
No, I think you would get involved, but you wouldn't eat the sushi boat.
I mean, I think I'm good company also.
You're okay. Yes, fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know if I would eat the sushi.
I know for a fact you wouldn't eat it.
No, I wouldn't. He even offered me some today. I wouldn't do it.
Where'd you get it from?
If I was dying in 2 years, I would.
It's not extravagant. I just stopped on the way here from Publix and got a little sampler.
Is it all raw?
Yes.
You can get cooked sushi.
Ugh.
Not on a boat though.
Is it
Not on
all?
a
Is it
boat.
all fish?
You can
There's
get
shrimp.
and lobster,
And
and
it's all fish.
California
It's all
roll.
from the sea.
That's where I'm getting at.
It's all from the sea, Jess.
Is there any kind of hobby or skill that you really just don't have the time for right now that you would want to try to get somewhat of a grasp on in your 2 years?
You're gonna think this is off the wall, but I've been getting into something lately. I want to learn how to bind a book.
Hannah's done that plenty of times.
I want to learn how to make a book. I watched someone do a video on it, and it was pretty interesting. Really just like craftsmanship type stuff. Work with my hands, you know?
Okay.
I think that's what I would want to do. I want to make a book.
Like you don't want to write a book. You want to like just
No,
make
God,
it.
no.
Oh, okay.
I can't write to save my life.
I think though when he gets older, he will want to write a book.
I wouldn't be able to remember anything about it.
You're already taking the steps to do so because you're doing the memory. What do you call them?
Memory.
No,
The daily thing.
the scrapbooks that you make.
Photo albums?
Photo albums. Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're doing for each year.
Yeah.
You're already taking the steps to do that.
Yeah.
And you're doing the write-ups after the write-up. What a terrible way to describe that. You're doing the journal entries from prior days to
Yeah.
keep your memory. So
Yeah. I guess so. Maybe after like maybe 5-10 years we'll make a Nowhere to Be coffee table book.
they give you a chill.
You did.
Did I just give you a chill? I think he was really just like, okay.
I got
And then he was being
chill.
nice. That wasn't a chill.
I got a chill.
He was like,
It was a chill, but that's all right.
okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably make a book. That's my happy answer.
The Years of Jesse.
No.
What you could do is just literally print off all your journaling and just make it into a book.
That's basically what I would do, probably. Very boring. A lot of spelling errors. No quotation or no punctuation.
I'll proofread.
What would you write a book about?
He's smiling, so he's probably already had this thought before.
He's trying to find it.
That's
Yes, we're still
actually-
here.
That's
By the
actually
way.
really hard. Is this question only for me?
Sure.
I'm not going to write a book.
Yeah, I'm not.
There's nothing you write a book about?
No, I can't write.
You can type it. Never mind. Should we save that for next week?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer right now. I've got several ideas, but
Do you see yourself writing a book at some point in your life?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I broke you.
no, you've sent me into the recesses of my mind.
Ah.
Yeah, let's come back to that at some point. I'll get lost in my weeds of my brain.
Okay. We'll save it for next week. Are we recording next week?
Is it next week you're gone? I thought you guys said you'll be here for 2 more weeks because I'm making. Let me make this announcement. Next week, gentlemen, we will be having port toddies.
Oh, next week is the
The Dork and C game.
yeah. So we're here. The weekend after that, we're not here. So we're here next weekend. We're gone the weekend after that.
We also need to discuss what we're doing the weekend that Jesse's gone.
When is that?
The 12th or 13th or something?
16.
16th?
Write down in the comments what you think Ashton and Tim should do.
I'm going to have to make sure I'm going to be here that weekend.
Why wouldn't you?
Because his fiance lives in Florida.
Fair.
Where else would I have gone?
I'm surprised she didn't make you come to Hamilton with us.
Zach,
No.
let's hang out.
No, I haven't said I'm going. I just got to
Zach-
make sure I'm not
Zach-
going.
Hold on. Table that.
Yeah. Yeah, because if not, well, I'll tell you later. We'll talk.
Okay.
If not?
Because if I am here,
What are you gonna do?
I do have some ideas that we could
Multiple.
kind of.
Because you teased me last week and then we never
We never talked
talked
did we?
about it.
It has to be a surprise for you. You're gonna be listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not let him know.
And then remember going to Guitar Center day after.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Just
So
that
you're going to
weekend.
be in town. You're just not going to be here.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I'm following you.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Yeah. We'll
Okay,
talk.
cool. All right, you guys ready to go?
Yep.
You got something to say?
Oh, what are you gonna say? I thought we were all burnt out.
No.
Oh,
It's just you.
No.
please. We've
I
been
ha-
going back and forth this
I
whole
have
time.
more questions to ask if you want me to.
No, that's all I had.
I don't have
I
any.
honestly was trying to think of a good way to sign off, but that's all I can think of.
What other questions do you have? You look very puzzled.
In
I
his
don't,
Shrek shirt.
Yeah.
no, I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for episode 42 of the Nowhere to Be podcast. If you didn't know, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and at youtube.com/@ Nowhere to Be podcast. Jesse is shaking his head no at the @ but you do, in fact, have to put the @ sign in front of Nowhere to Be podcast in order to pull up our page. Have a great night.